Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Barry, That Goat Metal Show, on today, Saturday, December 10th, 2022. Hope everybody's doing good on this cold ass New York City day, evening, night. It's all over the place. Hope everybody's doing well. Um, yeah, just wanted to go over a few little things. Of course, I want to thank my man Rich, also known as the silent producer. Please make sure, if you're a subscriber on this channel, look back on some of the videos that my man Richie, the silent producer, did. He did some great segments on some looking at some old school flyers, old school tickets. Looking back at old school shirts that he had picked up over the years, and you'll get like a lot of flashback and great memories. Always want to thank that, just Richie, you're a great friend, and thanks a lot, man, for being a part of my show. Okay, um, that was one of the things he sent me. He sent me this small little article that I just looked over real quick. So one of the members from Dark Funeral that was discussing about venues that basically I guess when you're trying to sell merch, or if you're in a good, those high end venues and you're selling merch, I think they expect a percentage of those whatever you make, which I find really strange. But I guess that's just what's going on, and there was discussion about that where you know you play in a band, you're trying to make a little money. You make your shirts, you got your music to try to sell. Make a little something there so you can keep making music. And some of these places are trying to, like, stiff you for some loot. And for a band like Dark Funeral, which is pretty much a bigger band, that they're going through that type of nonsense as well. It makes me think about some of the other bands. I mean, I guess when it comes to like more of the lower level bands, like more of those small club bands who maybe can produce shirts, can produce CDs and stuff to sell at certain shows. And I'm sure some of those smaller venue places don't really give two shits about what you're doing. They're most of the time they're not really gonna pay you much anyway. So whatever they're making at the door and at the bar, they're just happy to make that money. And if you make a little something on the side, then so be it. um Unfortunately, I mean, when I did my, we had my band, we didn't have that luck of getting merch the way we wanted to. Now we actually can produce some shirts, now that we've been out of the game for a while now. But to think that if you're trying to go to a show and you're playing a gig and you can't sell your merchandise the right way and they're expecting a cut, I think that's really fucked up. But I guess it's the way of most of these places with their business and stuff like that, right? I mean, I just find it to be really shitty. It's really fucked up. Um, I just hope that whoever is still gigging, I hope you do get all your money that you should get for selling your merch. It's your shit. You should get everything you get for selling that merch, and putting it out there. But that's pretty much that. I mean, you know, when you go and you do these shows, you just want to, go over there and, if you got merch to sell to the guys, shirts, CDs and stuff, you want to make sure that, whatever you put into it, you get in return, and I think that's only fair. All right. But also, I just read a little article, speaking of which, KK Priest, they're coming out with a new album. And Ripper Owens was over there discussing about what the music is going to be like. And he's saying that the music is going to be heavier and edgier. I mean, it's look, for what it is, it's still, their stuff is heavy. I mean, for you know KK doing his stuff and bringing that element that he brought in with Judas Priest into his band. But I don't know how much more heavier can you get. But if it's heavy, it's heavy, and I'm all for it. Hey, let it come out, let it continue. All right. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see. I mean, I know I've mentioned this before about some of these older bands who are still playing, still putting out music. Um, it's great. I really think it's cool. I still think that if you got good music to put out, so for some of the younger generations, they can see what it was like for us to enjoy that music. But then at the same token, you know, you got to like look into some of these younger bands to make sure that they could, you know, keep that going on. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, you know, it's like I'm glad to see that everything is starting to recycle itself. We're getting a lot of good thrash bands, a lot of good hardcore bands, a lot of good death metal bands that are coming up through the ranks. And, you know, these are young kids, a lot of them 16, 17 years old. And they're bringing that element back to what it used to be like when it was fun to go to shows and listen to great music. And I just hope that it continues. I really do. I hope it continues and we could just continue to have more of that great sound we used to have. All right. Um, I want to just give a quick shout out to the guys in Extinguish the Code. All right. You know, they got an album dropping, and I just want to give them a shout out. I had the pleasure of doing some guest vocals on one of the songs. Can't wait to do it. You know, can't wait to hear the whole thing entirely. And it was an honor, and I thank those guys for letting me get on that. All right, but look out for them. Extinguish the Code. They're gonna blow you away. Great hardcore. Uh, Nothing. They don't sound like nobody. They have their own sound, which is great, and you're gonna dig it. I'm sure you're gonna dig it. All right, but that's pretty much it right now, guys. Listen, let me know if you guys have some stuff you want me to check out. Again, bands again. If you have music, any music, you guys got music that you up and coming bands, send me a message. Send me, you know, your stuff. You want me to hear it? I'll be glad to give you a review, give you a shout out on the show, and you know, or I could have the silent producer Richie. He could go in here. He could do a review. You know, we could do a double review, whatever you like. I mean, look, we just want to keep bringing out the masses of metal. All right, we want to continue to bring everything out and let everybody hear things differently and so on. And I just want this channel to grow. And you know, I want to thank everybody who's joining. We just got a few new subscribers. I want to thank you guys for subscribing and continuing to support me. Also, guys, be sure, okay, if you want to get some cool merch, check me out on Facebook. This Sith Lords merch. I have some cool shirts there. I have channel merch and I have other metal merch there, including pop culture, geek stuff. If you're into geek stuff, and if you're a huge Met fan like me, I got some Met stuff there from my other channel, Met fan from the Bronx, and this Sith Lord is a metalhead. So make sure if anything, if you're into geek stuff, if you're a Met fan, check out those channels as well. Okay, but that's all I got right now, guys. Let me know what you think. Give me a like and subscribe, and I appreciate it always. All right, this is Barry, That Goat Metal Show. Stay brutal.